Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. I hope everyone is doing okay. Okay, you hear my birds? The comments were good. Someone said, I don't hear your birds. What happened was I had insomnia. So what I decided to do is watch TV because I couldn't sleep. So the birds like to watch TV with me, and I put the cage next to me, and like we were watching movies, and during the exciting parts they look at me like, what? And they sit on their perches and watch TV. So I was up until, I was up at least two days. I didn't sleep for 24 hours, and so neither did the birds, and they were ready to fall off their perches. That's like bird abuse. But anyway, that's why they weren't tweeting much, and the comments were good. And so anyway, so I'm gonna make some cottage cheese real quick because that is going to I bought this lemon today at Smart and Final. So what I had was, I had about between this and this 1.5 cups milk, and I thought I'm gonna make some cottage cheese. I'm gonna eat the cottage cheese tonight, and then tomorrow I'll have whey and I'll make some, uh-oh, there was a seed, I didn't see that. And then I'll make some fry bread tomorrow. So you just, uh-oh, another one. You just heat your milk hot. It's really not supposed to boil, but if it does, nothing will happen. And then the best is lemon. But if you don't have any lemon, you can use vinegar. And we'll get into why that is really important in a few minutes. So today I went to Smart and Final, and I had it in mind to find a few more veggies. So okay, I have a universal lid. I'll just cover this, turn off the heat, and cover it for about 1 minute. So I just need a little cottage cheese for tonight, and some whey for tomorrow, and then this is going to free up my space in my refrigerator. So this video is, if you didn't grow and preserve food, this is like in the olden days, you would starve. And so what can we do today? So if you've noticed, there's been some terrible floods in China and well around the world. So there was no water. So what can we do? Okay, what we can do is we can start in, if you live in an apartment, I don't care where, and grow a little food. So I will show you one thing I grew, and this is a good way to start. I bought 4 of the worst looking tomato plants. This one actually has 2, and I have 1 tomato in my front yard. I thought about picking it today, and I thought, no, I want to leave it and try to get my tomato, vine ripe. So just get 1 plant, start out with 1, or some, if you have romaine lettuce, cut the bulb part out and sprout some green onions. If you have seeds in your food, plant those and see what happens. Okay, so grow what you can, and then pretty soon you're going to discover how to do it. Okay, I would feel very bad about my garden if, how come there was no tomato plants? How come the tomato plants in Walmart look terrible? How come I paid $2, which was $8 to generate 1 tomato? Okay? And so this is strange. The plants will grow pretty good in my front yard, and it'd be to the west in my yard. but not so much in my planter box, so I thought it might have been my soil. Not sure what it was. This is the second year. So keep your seeds. Also start collecting pots, you know, anything that you can grow in, and save your seeds, okay? And store food, store what you can. I would suggest cans myself. That way you have the food, nothing's gonna happen to it. Learn how to preserve pickles and jam. So last night I had 5 apples and I made 2 pints of applesauce, and I'm keeping them in my refrigerator because when you make applesauce, you need to check the applesauce for bubbles before you water bath can it, and I forgot because it was really late. But let me give you the recipe. So that's why I went to Smart and Final. I thought, let me see what I can see. What I'm really looking for is marked down vegetables, and I'm going to preserve and can them, and then pretty soon you guys are going to be preserving and canning. And like if I lived in China or one of these places, for sure you could bet I would have a food storage, and I would be, if I lived in America, I would have so this was 5 apples. I ate some, you know, I filled these up, and I put like maybe about a 1/3 cup sugar, and I had more water than I usually have, so watch out for adding too much water. And I just boiled them down, and then I put them in the blender for a couple pulses, and so cook until soft, turn off the heat, and add a tablespoon of lemon. But I forgot, I'm sure it's fine. Then what I do is I boil the jars for 10 minutes, because when I used to sterilize a lot of stuff, like in ambulances, but they say that the bleach takes instantaneously. But when I was doing hair, it was always 10 minutes in the disinfectant. But anyway, so I sterilized my jars for 10 minutes. And of course, I couldn't find my tongs. So what I have is I have 2 pans that I use a lot. Okay, I got this pan for Christmas, and this is a taller one, and the lid is not that tight, but it's good enough. And this is the one I use for yogurt making, because I'm just trying to heat the oven. So this was nice. I am going to be buying some heavy duty canning pans and a little equipment just at the thrift store. Okay, so now boil the jars 10 minutes and then cool. Fill the jars with the applesauce and remove any bubbles with a knife. You know, just check around, make sure there's not any bubbles. But like if you're unsure of your canning skills, just make a small amount, mainly like one person. How much applesauce am I going to eat? So I could freeze this, but I'm pretty sure I can consume this. And then put in a pan of boiling water and cover and boil for 20 minutes. Okay, I was always boiling for 10, but it should have been 20. So that is an excuse. I mean, that is an example of a not very experienced canner, but I've always been making small amounts and eating it right away. Here's for some strawberry jam, and you can just keep it in the refrigerator. You can water bath can it if you want to. So so just go to the thrift store and wait until you get a couple of half price. I buy them half price every now and then. And then I bought the lids and the rims at Dollar Tree. Okay, I want to give you my applesauce fruitcake recipe. This is why I make applesauce. My zucchini bread wasn't very good. I don't know if it was the zucchini or the recipe because that was a new recipe, but this is a Julia Child recipe. Notice there's no eggs. So that's very important because you want to be able to rely on your recipes if there was some kind of food shortage. Okay. And then I eat quite a bit of dairy and I don't want to stop. So I made yogurt today and I just bought a marked down yogurt and I had the marked down milk from Ralph's. So it's the easiest thing in the homemade. You start getting used to the homemade and you'll always make it. It's not hard to make. Here's something I bought at Smart and Final today. I bought this ham marked down half price, but I cut these in 6 pieces, so that's about 50 cents a serving because I don't want to eat too much meat, and we'll get into that in a minute. And Smart and Final didn't have any bags, so I thought, well, I'm going to start putting bags in my car. So I always look for high quality cheese because I got that when I went to the food pantry. And I thought, I think I'm getting better nutrition. I got ham on my hands. And I just think it's better. So I buy it, like when I find it, everything is like $6.99, $8.99. So I try to get it for $2.99. Okay, so now I'm just gonna show you the yogurt recipe because I make yogurt so many times on this channel. This is another thing, you know, the reason this is good is you can make it out of powdered milk. You can use your homemade yogurt for a starter. You can use, you know, you can get marked down milk. That's really important when you are a senior. All right, let's see what happened here. 2 things happened, whey and cottage cheese. So, depending on the batch, this one made quite a bit. It was just shelf-stable milk and low-fat milk. I want to go into the shelf-stable milk in a minute. Not right now. I'm still talking about what we can do. So learn to preserve and make stuff homemade. And so what I like to eat with my cottage cheese is apples. I used to eat this at the shop for years. Towards the end, right before I retired, I would take a little break and go down and get a hamburger from McDonald's. And then, you know, my friends at the shop would start getting really tired. And I could work until 10 at night, you know, because I had that hamburger. And, you know, now you can get them free. Okay, so I'm going to be doing some preserving. I like the comments. They were really good. Don't be sensitive about the comments. I'm not. You know, in my career, if we got upset every time someone didn't like something, we'd be a wreck. Not only that, just remember when somebody makes a comment, 100 other people are thinking it. They just didn't comment. But, you know, I have a really positive followers, and it makes for such a nicer, you know, environment. Oh, no. Oh, no. The apple fell in the trash can. I don't have the kind of trash can where you can you wanna get it back out and rinse it. No, my trash is vile, so I have to. I bought these apples very cheap, so it's not worth. You know, one thing I learned in all my years of healthcare is a healthy respect for microbes and germs and virus. Don't take a chance on that. It's too dangerous. I have bird droppings, sorry, but you know, it's kind of indelicate, but you know, my birdies, I have to change them about 2 or 3 times a day because they're a big fat mess, but they're my children, so that is okay. Okay, so now one of the most important things is water. So today I just bought 4 gallons of water at Smart and Final. That's another reason I went there. And so I refill my water, but after a while your water bottles start getting kind of gross. But I still use them. But I'm thinking until I get what I think is enough, which is going to have to be a lot. It's very hot here. You don't want to run out of water. So I will just eat this part. You know, you guys don't need to see me. All right, so now let's get my cottage cheese. Oops, there's a seed. Look at this. You can put salt in it if you want. I don't. All right, let me get a bigger bowl. So I'm restricting spending. So what you want to move towards is capturing rainwater, or you have to know where, if something happens, you have to know where you can get water, and you want to get it at the beginning. When there's a power outage, there's not going to be any water. Another thing to keep in mind is just prior to an attack, we're going to have a power outage. So we need to be prepared for that. The best thing is to keep very sanitary gallons of water in the house. And so here is the way, and I want to go into the way a little bit too, so I'm going to keep this out here. You can drink it warm. This is why I'm trying to grow soy. I find soy hard to grow. So, okay, so one of the reasons you want to store shelf-stable milk is because if you make buttermilk out of the shelf-stable milk and you result in whey, that is like water. So can you imagine how invaluable this is going to be if something happens, if people don't have any water, like the people in China? So all these little tricks. Another thing about canned food, I have another seed in here. Another thing about canned food is there's liquid in that canned food, like the fruit and the vegetables. It's better than no water. So all this kind of stuff is very important. So I'm going to keep my way out here to remind us. And so even if I don't eat this all tonight, it's going to be fine tomorrow. So that is a nice little small meal. So that's a lot of content. Sometimes I find it counterproductive to put too much in one video, but I do it anyway. So here's my nice little meal for breakfast. So let me give you a shot of these points here. This could save somebody's life, literally. Okay, so now I'll talk about yesterday. I went to the thrift store and I bought this Georgia O'Keeffe numbered litho. This is 1978, Palo Duro Canyon. This is a nice litho. So I bought this and I will try to sell it, but there's no hurry to sell it because I mentioned to you that I was doing the home decor on a budget, and the colors I was trying to do that look really nice in my house are tan, brown, terracotta, green. So I bought that picture. Oh, and then I mentioned to you guys I needed tablecloths. And this is the craziest thing, you never know. I got these two really nice tablecloths. Here's one of them. Look how nice this is for $2. And then I got a white one and I'll use that for Christmas. Then pretty soon I will go on a little trip. So I got this satin blouse. This is an Asian blouse. You guys know I love that. And I have this coat. So when I go on my little trip, I'll get myself some bell-bottom jeans. And I actually have, so I have this purse, and I wanted to mention something. Notice the keychain, I put that on my purse. I sell them at the swap meet. And then I have these boots, and I just put them in my purse. Uh-oh, I got a potato peel in my purse. So I'm kind of ready to go. One of these days I'll jump on a plane and I will take off. All right, so did I buy anything else? Oh, yes. All right. So everything I buy is something I want, but everything I buy I can sell. Like I easily sell my clothes. Okay, I got this Betty Crocker cookbook, and this one's been used, but I don't have one anymore. And I got this for $1, and I can sell it if I want to, but I don't want to. Home Preserves Made Easy. This is really a great one. And I got this crock pot for Fix It and Forget It for $1. I thought that was a great price. And then I'm creating these little boxes. These are some pretty good artist pencils for, I think I got them for $1. And I'm creating these boxes for my son's little daughter. Something terrible happened today. My my next door neighbor died. My neighbor across the street got a new fence. So I wanted to tell my neighbor about the fence, and then I found out she passed on. So that was sad, you know. That was real sad. Okay, so I made yogurt. I canned a little applesauce. I made peanut butter. I made pickles. I'm going to make some jam. And so then I'm going back to work. I earn a little money on YouTube. I'm doing eBay. The only thing I posted recently was the litho, and I posted it high because I can't value it. I'm doing the swap meet. When I retired, my idea was to do the swap meet and, you know, earn extra money, supplement my retirement. But then along came the COVID. So it's really hot here, but you can get up really early and you can blow into the swap meet, and I'm out by 10 o'clock. So I thought instead of going to the food bank, just go to the swap meet. I can easily earn $40 a week. And so today I went to the gym. I didn't go because I had insomnia so bad I was afraid I'd hurt myself. And so I was talking to the trainer, and if you would like to see my trainer, I'll give you the Instagram. And I was telling him, you know, I weigh the same, but because I think I have more muscles, I feel very heavy and I hate it. So he suggested that I should do some cardio, but I don't want to spend so much time at the gym. It takes me an hour to do the weight training. So I have 10,000 steps at home, hour workout, daily workout at home, Get Fit with Rick. So I can do it at home, and if you're new, it's time, so you can do it 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and you can do it at home. Okay, so that is that. Okay, so now today I had this huge lunch again. And I thought, yeah, that's because you didn't have your food ready to go. I had 3 egg whites, that was 51 calories, 2 slices of pizza, that was 1,008 calories, and 3 slices of bacon. So I still have 2.5 pieces of bacon, but I got so full. And I thought, wow, by adding the pizza, it just stuffed me. So no more pizza with egg whites. Okay, so then when here's my Instagram if you would like to see the trainer. R Stone, all one word, R Stone 619 2008. That's all one word. And so I was talking to the trainer and I told him, you look fabulous with blonde hair. Then I saw this guy at the you know, like older women. I saw this guy at the gym and I thought, wow, you know, he has such a body. I can't believe it. So I told him, I said, you know, I have to tell you, you have a beautiful body. And I told him, I realize I'm new, but I realize those bodies are created, not born. And he was so nice and he was so gracious to me. And I thought, what I really love about the gym is I loved the beautiful people. That's what I lived for when I was a hairstylist. Okay, first of all, the beautiful people, the really beautiful people are few and far between. But if you go to a gym, they're few and far between, but they are there. And I love to be around that. And that was my life, health and beauty. And so that is one of the things I'm trying to work on, is I want to be fit, but I want to be slender. I don't want to be muscly. And it took them the longest time to convince me that unless I took steroids, it wasn't going to happen. But still, my legs are bigger. I don't like it. So I'm going to have to do the Get Fit with Rick. But it's not unpleasant. Okay, so I have another package of bacon. I buy bacon 6, when I find a good deal, I buy 6 at a time, crackers 6 at a time. So one of the channels I watch is Feature Man, and like with almost every meal, he eats like potato salad and coleslaw. And I thought, I'm going to do that. Look how old and healthy he is. And I'm going to switch back and forth between salads and coleslaw and some kind of potatoes. I have one of his videos on my X. Go to my X. I posted so much good stuff on there. So back to the beautiful people. Have you ever noticed like the more rich the person is, the more beautiful the person is, the more exceptional the person is, generally the more gracious they are to the little people. Okay, so that was the gym. Okay, and the thrift store yesterday. Okay, so now I'm leaving the food pantry for now, and thanks for the comments. And someone said you could be taking food from the starving children, and I thought, I think you're probably right, you know, since they ran out of food. So if I ever go back to I probably will, but not this summer. But if I go back to a pantry, they have pantries for seniors. And I thought, that's where you belong. That way, you're not taking the food from any starving children. And so another thing about seniors is proper nutrition is life and death for seniors. So that's not to be discounted either. Okay, now I want to talk about the swap meet. What I do when I go to the swap meet is I pay my way in with curbside junk. So today, here's an example. This is some kind of a dog gate. And so this is a nice dog gate. But what I do is I sell the curbside junk and all the junk I want to get rid of really, really cheap. So the swap meet I go to costs between $25 and $60. So I have a little car, so I get a little space, and I go early, so I pay $25. But what I do is I take out I bring $50, but I plan on earning that money. And then I take that money out, and I never have to pay my way in again. So when I'm doing the swap meet, like about 2 days ago, I could have found an ironing board. I could have found 2 vacuums. I found a chair. I gave it to my neighbor. So when I do the thrift store, one time I found a giant pile of toys by the side of the street. So when I first started going to the swap meet, you know, there was these 2 old ladies with a walker, and I said, you should be ashamed. So anyway, this guy said there was this little old lady, and she used to come to the swap meet every week, and she used to pack her stuff in little boxes because I was hauling this morbid stuff around. So what I do is I mostly, I pack my stuff in garbage bags now, and then I just throw it out on a tarp, and I usually have about 10 garbage bags plus miscellaneous stuff. And what I have a lot of now is home decor, and I want to get rid of it, so I'm going to sell it. So that is that. And so, no. The Science of Nutrition and Health, Protracted Youth, Rosicrucianary Christianity, lecture audiobook, Altruism Grace, lecture audiobook media. Okay, the Rosicrucian diet is probably one of the best for life extension. I think they're pretty much vegetarians. And the other good one is pescatarian, but I'm not cutting dairy. So they emphasize water, food, and clean air. Okay, I was telling you my neighbor is redoing the house, and I said, wow, you look tired. Do you have insomnia too? And she said, no, it's the quality of the air. And I thought, you know, I'm gonna buy an air purifier. I mean, my insomnia was so brutal. And I thought, what if it's just the air quality? I live on a mountain, so you think the air quality would be good. So when I want to buy something like that, I was checking out the water filters. I just lurk around, and when I find a nice big one, I buy them on sale. So water. Okay, so now I located a water purifier, but I'm buying water, and I'm being very careful with the water because I see the sense of that. So I had this guy who did water purification, and he said the 3 best were Arrowhead, Sparklets, and Ramona. I'm sure there's other good ones. And then food. So also the air quality, the Rosicrucian Center is San Jose, California. And also Point Loma, they have lots of people over 100, and it might be the air because they're right next to the ocean. So there's that to think about. So water, food, and clean air. So now they're pretty much vegetarians. So green vegetables, butter, cream, milk, olive oil, nuts, fruit, yolk of eggs for your these are like for the vegetable type things and fat. And then lean meat, beans, peas, nuts, and egg whites. So let me show you this part here. about the food, because I have some more stuff to say on that. And so tonight, so what I'm trying to do is I eat one regular meal. It's supposed to be at night. It's not supposed to be stuff yourself until you're miserable at noon, but that's what happened. So I made myself a tasty sweet potato. I just baked it in the oven. And so today I was at Ralph's, no, I was at Smart and Final. So I got 3 sweet potatoes, the small size. When I was at the food pantry that time, they gave us 3 sweet potatoes, and I noticed that was enough, more than enough for a week. So I said, that is awesome. So I learned that from going, and now you guys learned it and you didn't have to go. And where's my sour cream? This is kind of key to my meal. Why does this happen to me every flippin' night? Oh, here it is. Okay, no. I like to make everything fresh, so I will just zap this for 1 minute. So this is gonna, so I'm trying to move away from that so much meat, and we're gonna get into that in a minute. The life extension is the most important thing I have to do. And I noticed that the ladies who were like 94 and very, very active, they mentioned that they didn't sleep that much, and they were like exercising practically all day. I think it has something to do with your slowing metabolism. I'm not sure. Okay, so they say the mineral foods stay in the body the longest. If you eat a lot of mineral foods, you're gonna eat less often. Cereal, bread, meat, milk, dairy, nuts, fruit, and vegetables. Then, so that's your like general food. That's not the mineral foods. So I am just going to put, I'm not going to put butter because I really don't need it. So this is a great meal, and it's got some dairy, and I have some dry chives. So, okay, the mineral food is broccoli, arugula, lettuce, cucumbers, zucchini, carrots, tomatoes, and sunflower seeds. So I had sunflower seeds because, you know, I was making the nut butter. So here's my tasty meal. So to prevent more gobbling after the gym, I made 2 cereal meals. So these are ready to go. Just add 1.5 cups water. It is a 1/4 cup oatmeal. It is a 1/4 cup. I learned this on Feature Man. This is the $20 bag of milk from Walmart. It is a half of a 1/4 cup of raisins, and I had sunflower seeds because broccoli, arugula, lettuce, cucumbers, zucchini, carrots, tomatoes, and sunflower seeds. And so then all I have to do now is add 1.5 cups water, put it in a big bowl or a little saucepan. Okay. Now, here, let me give you a shot of this in case you guys might want to. You can search it out for yourselves. Now, this is about animal food, and I really love this kind of myself. Okay, if you eat a lot of animal protein, you are going to eat larger meals and more frequent. Now, if you eat like a cannibal, or you eat carnivorous animals, or you are, what are these people called? Cannibals, carnivorous animals, or if you are a hypercarnivore, that is a person who eats 70% meat and is hungry all the time. That is so true. You know, I got some steaks. I ate 4 steaks. They tasted so good. But for several days after that, I was just gorging and I couldn't figure out why. So I am restricting my meat portions to 4 to 5 ounces and no more. Not 4 steaks, not, I don't know how many days in a row I ate steaks. That would have been okay, but I ate everything else too. So keep that in mind. The most commonly eaten meat is actually pigs. Now, okay, so I have homemade peanut butter, cheese, and crackers. Good quality crackers. Okay, potatoes, sweet potatoes. The sweet potatoes are $1 each, or squashes. I will be making salads. I have everything ready to go. Oatmeal, those are ready to go. Soup. Okay, so they mentioned beans, so if you're like me, I don't actually love them to death, but this is not bad. And if you have crackers with some peanut butter, homemade, and cheese, you know, some high quality cheese, it doesn't lead to gobbling. Whoever gobbled their way into obesity eating any of these foods? Okay, cottage cheese with fruit. Okay, I bought eggs today for $3.99 at Smart and Final. And then they also mentioned grape juice. This is not very high quality grape juice, but what I will do is I will just, when I find good deals on grapes, I will make grape juice. I'll probably just grind them in the blender and then, you know, strain them in I'm probably going to figure out how to can the grape juice, so I always have grape juice because that's key. And the other thing is buttermilk. So I thought that was some a great video. So the idea is to exercise and to watch what you eat. Make sure you have clean air and water. I wasn't really that bothered. As far as I know, the air is not bothering me, but why take any chances? Also, I want to mention this. I bought this package of Frosted Flakes. The 3 healthy cereals are corn flakes, but these are Frosted Flakes. That's okay. A little sugar's not going to kill me. For cereal and milk, Frosted Flakes. I will be eating some bran cereal and milk, Raisin Bran, and shredded wheat. That's a good one. Milk. So all that, like, when we were kids, some of this unhealthy, it's not that, like, if you're like me, you might not have always been eating unhealthy. Like when I was a kid, we would have shredded wheat and milk for breakfast. So I learned a lot. The first time I went to the food pantry, back to the food pantry, I was living in La Mesa. There's 2 of them there. One of them, as far as I know, had no shortage of food. And they used to send so much food that I would give, my neighbor had 2 boys, and so they would give us lots of fruit, and so I'm not that much on fruit, so I would give the food to my neighbor. And also my friend lives in this trailer park. It's kind of a not that nice of a trailer park, and one of her neighbors, he leaves everything in front of his house, and if you want it, that he gets at the food pantry, and he gets tons of food. So you can do that too. Otherwise, you can leave the food in front of the welfare department. I did that one time in La Mesa. But when I thought about this incident, this food pantry ran out of food, so that's not a good fit for me because, like you said, there could be starving children. So the senior pantry in La Mesa that I went to actually, when I think about it, gave me the nicest assortment of food that meets my needs. So if I can find it, I'll show you what they gave me, and plus I want to find it for myself so that I can start buying my groceries that way. You know, some of this stuff occurs to you later. So on the Rosicrucian way, another no-no is sugar. So I'm going to be trying to reduce that. My poor neighbor that died, she had cancer ever since I lived here. But when I saw her, she didn't look that bad. So it was kind of a shock. So let's see. Now I want to mention this and then I'm done. Okay, Saturday I'm trying to buy marked down produce. Oh, I didn't show you the produce I bought today. Okay, so today I got more. This was like 4 apples, but I dropped 1, and 4 tangerines for $1. And I got this the other. Yeah, I got this the other day, and then I bought the sweet potatoes. So I want to buy sweet potatoes and potatoes because those root foods are the next best thing to stored food. Sunday is $1 meals. So remember I think it was Walmart last week on Sunday. So this coming week I'm going to try to think maybe Aldi's for $1 meals and dessert. Monday, on Mondays, I want to cook and I want to make jam, pickles, yogurt, peanut butter, granola, butter, sour cream, or bread, one of them. Tuesday, casseroles or a baked dish. Wednesday, hot dogs and sausages with potatoes. What day is it? I think it's Wednesday. Thursday, frozen food. So I have nuggets, I have pizza. I want to get this one brand of frozen burritos that are really good, but I want this certain brand. Frozen food, prepared food, and pre-cooked chicken. Okay, tomorrow is the full-body chicken, but I already froze a lot of full-body chickens. And then Friday or Thursday leftovers, and Friday is going to be a fish meal. So this is going to be for an indefinite period of time. The major thing right now, in my opinion, is to save money. Right now we're in a Cold War and we're in a inflationary period. I've been through the Vietnam War and the Iraq War. I've been through a lot of recessions, and the recessionary periods, what we're watching for is a stock market crash that would indicate that's going to be like a depression. And then you want to watch and prepare for grid down, leading to no water and no power. So right now I'd be standing in the dark. But the grid down, if you have water and the grid goes down and you don't have a phone, people lived for centuries without electricity. So that can be done if you have a roof over your head. So what I want to do, you know, they're saying, oh, a lot of this simple living is occultism. No, a lot of this simple living is pretty smart, because then, you know, you're already living pretty simple, and if something bad happens, you're more likely to survive. Just don't go anywhere. Just don't overconsume. You know, I wanted to mention my bird food. Where's my, okay, now this is a thing about seniors. 2 pounds of bird food, $16.99. So my birds cost about $30 a week. So a lot of seniors have pets, and they are costing in a month the same amount as a week's food. So that needs to be thought of too. At the food pantry I went to, they gave you a can of, one of the times I was there, I got 1 can of dog food. And one time I think I got 2 cans of dog food, or even a little bag of dog food. So if you're a senior and you have some pets, it's well worth going just for the dog food. And then they also had diapers and Kotex, which is important. And the diapers, I'm thinking maybe this last week when there was no food was diaper day, because I'm not sure what happened there. But anyway, that is something to remember if you have pets. So I know my pets cost $1 a day basically, which is a lot if you're on a fixed income. And it's never a good idea to go for long periods of time without essential nutrients. I never really thought about vegetables, because what I used to do is I used to eat canned vegetables. But what if you don't have any canned vegetables? So, but if you have potatoes, if there's a wheat shortage, if there's a rice shortage, if there's a potato shortage, which there very could well be, because too much rain wrecks those crops. And coincidentally, potatoes are one of the easiest things you can grow. You just, when they get eyes, stick them in dirt. And oh, thanks for the comment. One of the followers said, wait until your plants are pretty much dead and then pull up your potatoes. So even if I got like 1 or 2 potatoes, I'd be so excited. All right, you guys, I will show you my tomato if some creature doesn't eat it. And God bless you all. Bye, you guys.